Welcome back to the site. Another lovely day here. As you guys see, I'm back in a fleece and a hat, and it was 80 yesterday and it's 40 and drizzly today. But today we're going to do site cleanup. Just wanted to give you guys a quick walkthrough to see pre-cleaning project, and then we'll walk you through what it looks like when we're done cleaning. So now again, this is because of us. We have said leave all dimensional drops. We'll take them to burn them. We got stuff kind of everywhere. A little chunk of mud in the middle. And we were hoping that since it was nice yesterday and dry, that it was going to be easy to come through and kind of sweep everything up and get it all off. But I bet you we're not going to be able to get everything cleaned up today. We'll get as much as we can. I'll jump in with you guys here in a couple minutes, and I'm filming from my phone today because I forgot my GoPro at home. So bear with me if the footage is terrible. So see you guys in a few seconds. All right, so about 53 minutes later with 6 people, we had a whole gang of us working today. This is what we got. There's Andrea. She's still sweeping the road. Some of these little pieces of lumber are like buried in the mud. They got run over with the lull, and we cannot get them out. So we got all that's cleaned up. This is all still good lumber over here. Don't mind the wind. Again, I don't have my mic today because I'm dumb and I forgot it. Everything's swept up in here, all the nails and debris. It's still a little damp. Like I said, we got some rain, and rain makes our life fun. All the extra lumber and everything's all cleaned up out of here. You guys will see we have stairs going up now, so I don't have to try and run up a stringer to get up there. We got one last little pile of dust to pick up here, and then all this is cleaned up, ready to go. And you guys will see there's a little pile of lumber over here. So this is something for you guys to think of as you're doing job site visits, or tell your framers, hey, save me all of the longer 2x12 drops. What they're really good for is cabinet backing. And those would end up in a dumpster 9 out of 10 times, and then you'll end up buying cabinet backing material later in the job. Save those big drops and then use them for all your cabinet backing behind your upper cabinets, and sometimes you even put them in for lower cabinets. If you have floating vanities, they work really well for towel bars, right? If you know where you're gonna put towel bars, put backing in. That way you're not using anchors and drywall. Hand railing is much easier to have backing in for hand railing. So save that material. It will save you a little bit of money in the long run. I'll jump upstairs real quick to show you guys a little bit of an update from there. They only got to work a couple hours yesterday thanks to the rain that came in, but I'll still show you what we got going. You guys will see they got the rest of the subflooring up. They had Vantech X-Factor there. The rest of it's up over here. They've got their header material already cut and nailed together. Lumber's up, whole nother bunk of lumber sitting here. Saw station up, and the back wall of the house getting built. Headers are there. That next long wall that runs through, carrying here. Remember, we've talked about load transfer, right? And we said you're gonna have the roof transfers into a wall on the second floor, which transfers into a wall on the first floor, all the way down to the beam. That is going to be a load-bearing wall that comes through here, and that's why it is a 2x6 wall instead of 2x4. And then that load-bearing wall lands on that, which, as you guys know, runs down to the beams in the basement and all that fun stuff. So not a huge update today outside of just a clean job site, but still an update nonetheless. And little Miss Busybody down there hustling away. Hi, honey. You out there doing a little dance? Sheet code for us. My partner, that is one of his machines. So we could take that big old guy and we smash down the garbage that's in there. You'd be amazed how fast you fill up dumpsters on these job sites. And you can like quadruple what you get in the dumpsters if you can smash it down with an excavator. So if you so happen to be building in a subdivision and there's somebody building close by and your dumpster's getting halfway full, see if you can snag somebody with the excavator still on their trailer. We've done this before. They just roll up with the trailer, fire up the excavator, swing the boom over, smash it all down for you. They don't even have to unload the machine or unstrap it, and you can about double your capacity easy. Now, doing that, we've definitely went over our allotted weight, but still, it's only like 80 bucks a ton extra. Whereas it's like $600 every time we dump a dumpster. So those guys add up quick. And if you can even knock out needing one less, yeah, it's money ahead. So this is Saturday morning, so there's gonna be no progress going on the rest of the day today or tomorrow. We'll be back out Monday to give you guys an update from there. So we'll see you in, I don't know, a couple seconds here. All right, we're back on site for a quick update today after our weekend cleanup, and it is going to be a quick update. As you can see, there is a storm rolling in. That's storm 2 for the day. So the framers got to work a couple hours today before the first storm rolled in, and then they dipped off site because it was pouring buckets. So we're upstairs. And you guys will see we've got that center load-bearing wall built. Outside walls are getting ready to stand up. They have that big back wall all finished, framed, stood up and built. That one's framed, ready to stand. And same with that one. That one's getting ready to go up. So they made some good progress given the little bit of time they had today to work. And then they're starting to lay out the base plate and the top plate for these walls here. And you'll see you got marks, same top and bottom. So this is what you put your top plate, well, I guess this is actually your bottom plate and your top plate together and make your marks on the same spot. That way when you go to frame it, they're all in the same exact spot. So you'll see on these exterior walls, they also have the rough opening for anything that's going to be here, which is quite naturally that's going to be a window. And then they have the size of their header and their cripples, so they know what size to cut the lumber. And same thing, it's all laid out and marked at the same time. That makes building the walls much easier. And then same thing, they've already built the headers. That's a header, that's a header, that's a header, a header, 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 are all built so they can go in the walls and they're not framing them once the wall's standing up. That sky looks crazy. There's like this defining line that just doesn't look friendly. And we're not gonna roll the dice and stay out too long because her and I almost got struck by lightning last year. A storm was coming in and we were out on our property and we thought the storm was still way away. And just out of nowhere, a bolt of lightning smokes the ground. Probably 100 feet away from us, 150 feet away. It was the craziest sound I have ever heard. Like hair stood up on your whole body. It was nuts. Just one other quick thing I want to show you guys before we jump down. Right, they've built their corners as well, are already pre-assembled. It just helps them make things quicker when they go to stand it up. And you're seeing some, if you're looking in the background, you're seeing like that doesn't, what is that? Why is there a stud there? Well, if you follow that up, there's a piece of the top, double top plate missing. That's because another wall is going to die in there. And then same thing there, you're going to have a wall that dies into that guy. Yeah, same thing, you got one there, and one there. So you're going to have a top plate that goes over the wall that tees into it. And that double top plate is what's going to overlap on that single top plate. And then it'll flush out the top and it'll tie it in. It'll tie in really good. Tomorrow is supposed to be good weather, no rain. So they should get a bunch of stuff done tomorrow. So we're gonna get out of here before that ugliness that just keeps coming in quick gets on top of us. We'll pop out tomorrow, give you guys one more update. Hopefully it's not too flooded. It's the next day, we're back on site. Give you guys one more framing update here in this episode. And we'll start down here at the front of the house before we jump upstairs. You guys will see that that corner of the wall is there. It's straight across and you got this big jump up to there. Kind of strange, right? Well, there's a reason for that because the roof pitches that way down. So there's going to be another wall that gets built on top of that that carries that angle from that corner down to that corner. And then there's going to be another one on this side that goes that way, opposing that one. So that's why that looks a little different. But before we get up there, it's something that's a huge pet peeve of mine, and I just want to warn you about it. If you start building your own house, something that's going to end up costing you money that shouldn't, and that's what is inside of this dumpster right now. So we pay for these to be here. We pay to dispose of the garbage in them. But for some reason, people seem to think that they are their personal dumping grounds, and that is how you end up with all of that stuff in your dumpster. None of that's ours. I mean, of course, except for the wood that you saw in there, but all the bags, all the grass clippings, the broken down shed, all of that managed to show up here from the time I left last night until now. So I have a really nice solar powered camera that has a cell chip in it, a SIM card. And I just hadn't mounted it yet because we weren't far enough along on framing, because usually I'll screw it to like the front of the wall there, looking out so I can see that. I'm telling you, I long for the day to actually catch somebody throwing garbage in there. They might end up inside of the dumpster with their garbage. So yeah, just something to think about. Have a job site camera so you can see stuff like that and hopefully catch a license plate and go drop their trash back on their front lawn, be petty like that. So now that I'm done ranting, let's jump upstairs and see what we have for an update. We got a boss lady standing there flexing on people. She too would like to catch somebody dumping garbage in there. It's just, God, no more ranting, guys, no more ranting. So when you guys were up yesterday, a chunk of this was framed. You know, the main wall was through, but the bathroom did not have, oh, I'm going down, broken hammer. It did not have the poop room in it. And we elected to put a little window inside of the toilet room this time. And we've never done that before in the master. I think it'll be a nice little touch. You guys already saw this. We talked about the big tub that's gonna go there. The big master closet is framed, and I forgot to point out that we have a nice big window in the closet as well. Tons of space there. But what has been framed today is our second bedroom here that has big walk-in closet, its own full bathroom, again, with a light there. This big old monster window for the bedroom, which will give you a ton of light. That's just for size reference. That guy is an 84-inch tall window. That's a big one. And we've got a little safety rail up here so you don't go tumbling down the 2-story entryway there. So today was a great day. No rain, sun shining, 64 degrees, super, super nice day. And then we've got the start to this bedroom framed, bedrooms here. And then we've got the Jack and Jill bathroom that are in there. And again, windows inside the bathroom. And then in the next video we bring you guys out for, you will most likely see the rest of the front of the house framed with that bedroom. You'll start to see rafters going up. You'll start to see a roof going up. But for now, that's kind of where we are at with framing. I am really hoping that this gets wrapped up by Tuesday next week, which, I mean, today's Tuesday, so a whole other week. Doubtful. I think they'll be most of the way there. But the reason is, boss lady and I are going to disappear out of the country for a little while. We're gonna head to Iceland and the Netherlands and Belgium for a week and a half, go do some exploring. So I will not be able to walk you guys through the project while we're gone. So I'm really hoping to catch the tail end of framing before we leave. If not, when I get back, I'll finish shooting framing and we'll play catch up on what was done while we're gone. I don't think we're gonna have very many trades out while we're not here. I really prefer to meet with the trades before they start, or have Andrea meet with the trades before they start, just to make sure we're all on the same page. So if it sounds like our plumbers are gonna be able to make it out to start while we're gone, we'll meet with them before we leave and get them set up and let them run. So as always, guys, we really appreciate you tuning into these videos. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments down below. We'll get you an answer. If there's anything you guys want to see filmed as we move through this build your own house project, let us know so we can make sure we catch it for you. So as always, we appreciate you guys. Give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. We'll catch you on the next episode.